Hello and welcome back to the Squeaky Bum Time Podcast with Mike and Laurent. It's Thursday, March 25th. In this episode, we don't want to talk about the international break. We don't want to talk about the football right now. Mike, what are we going to talk about?
You want to talk about gambling or AIDS or I don't know. What are we going to get? Let's get crazy.
No. Well, we chatted about this and we were talking about with our buddy Chari, who is a real fink. He really needs to get on the show. He sort of just like stands on the side. You know, he's a guy I drafted high, like a mid first rounder, and he really hasn't panned out. You know what?
I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the best way I can describe our friend Chari. I went to school with Chari. I know him a long time. He's a great guy. He's the kind of guy that goes into the stall to pee, right? He's just like, he's a shy guy, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a lot that's not.
We all know why he goes into the stall to pee. He's got other things going on. But let's talk about TV rights, because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. We have, in the larger context of television, we have this streaming process that's going on. We've got Disney Plus, we've got ESPN Plus, we've got Paramount Plus, we have Peacock, which uses the word cock, which is weird.
They have a Plus as well.
They don't have Peacock Plus.
It's Peacock Premium. Pardon me, I apologize.
They do?
Yes. Well, because Peacock is technically free, right? But the shit that you have to pay for is actually Peacock Premium, and that's what confused the shit out of Premier League fans.
And what's happening is, and what we also have is, we've got, because they're trying to consolidate, we've got this move away from a channel-based carriage fee cable world where, you know, NBC uses its leverage of owning, you know, USA Network, owning 7 other channels, and saying, you have to carry NBC Plus, NBCSN, and you owe us an extra $2 inside that fucking carriage fee. Because when you don't have it, our soccer people and hockey people are going to call you every day and be like, I'm canceling until you get this channel.
Yeah. And so I always call it the old rich white guy package, right? Because my father has, and he's not rich, by the way, has every possible channel you could have, sports channel you could have for DirecTV.
Yeah.
And he has MLB and NHL Network. But you can't. I've actually looked into doing this a lot. I'm a cord cutter. I don't have any of this stuff. I have passwords for a lot of the shit I use, as does everybody. But there's just so much you can get before you get to the package with the 3 channels that you fucking want, right? So here's the thing, though. We are spreading everything so thin. We're almost living in like a libertarian's paradise, or so they think.
Well, right? it's unbundling, and it'll probably bundle back together because no one's gonna.
Well,
because
nobody wants
to, right, and nobody wants to have 15 different subscriptions of $5. Anyway, so NBCSN, NBC Sports Network, is going to fold and is basically rolling into Peacock, which we assume means that there will no longer be on cable the Premier League.
Well, let's explore that for a second, because I don't know that's a fact.
I don't know either.
So here's how it was presented, because and the NHL negotiations were sort of going on in this point too.
Or
they kind
either
of,
that, or there's going to be a Peacock channel on your cable box.
No, there definitely won't be that, because then why am I paying $5 additional, right? But so what they said was they're going to push their NBC sports products during the week potentially to like USA. And
right. Gotcha.
And so the interesting thing about that, and again, I cited it because it's in these obscure cable packages and add-ons, and USA is a relatively throw-in channel. Which,
but
unless
really is big,
unless you're a middle-aged white woman watching Law and Order, why are you watching USA?
Or Silk Stock, whatever the Silk Stockings, probably 30 years.
But
old.
so
whatever.
That's sort of thing. But the crazy thing about this is that because of what I just explained, USA is in something like 95 million homes across the United States.
It's one of the old school NBC Sports, big channels. Yeah.
Exactly. And NBC Sports was only like 65, 70 million,
right?
Which is on the surface, you're like, how the fuck is that possible? And then you think about it a little more, you go, oh, right. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
we're weirdos. Sort of not everybody likes sports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the first domino to fall in the great shift, right? Because NBC Sports Network has a lot, or at least had through this season, the NHL, EPL. They didn't have any NFL stuff, but they had a lot of original coverage. They had their kind of like radio shows
as shows. Like you had the Rich Eisen show, you had some like MMQB, you had like these weird
Dan Patrick as well, and he's now on Peacock. I actually saw a tweet today that had a Peacock link. And I was
so
like,
what we've got here is we've got sport as driver of main package, and what I've learned just by paying attention to these things is that, you know, these subscriptions you just start pouring things into it, because it's not one thing that causes you to keep their subscription or two things. It might be three. You might, for us, right? Like we're not into Star Trek, but there's a bunch of people who subscribe to Paramount Plus because they're Star Trek. Then, you know, there's Champions League. I'm never going to watch Star Trek, but I subscribe to Peacock Plus because I want to watch the Champions
Paramount.
League.
Yeah,
Paramount. Sorry. And you just keep pouring things into it so that it just has value upon value upon value upon value. So that you could just never get rid of it.
It's the big bet that these companies are making that Americans are penny smart and dollar stupid, right? So they won't pay. Yeah, 100% we are. We won't pay $125 a month for a big cable bill with 100 bajillion channels, which we don't need, which makes 100% sense. However, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu, right there's your cable bill. Done.
Yep.
Right?
It's already there.
Yeah. So you're not winning, right? Unless you really get choosy.
They've done the math. You're not going to win.
Right. The one outlier I will say, and it's basically cable light, is and I tried this around the Christmas break because I wanted to watch the World Junior Hockey Championships, like the under 20 World Cup, if you will.
But that's annually. Just like they could charge you $150.
I probably would have done it, but no, because all the U.S. and Canadian games were being played on NHL Network, so I got Sling, and I got all of Sling's channels and the $10 sports add-on package.
That's a good product, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good product. It was $60 a month. The other thing that is, by the way, something we probably should cover is the delay versus real time. All of my conversations in my text messages are all on mute, except for you, because but like if I'm talking to somebody about the same game, I'm 35 to 95 seconds behind. But so Sling did a good job of mitigating that. But so nonetheless, the other thing, and I think this is the obvious way to try and manage a lot of the costs and keep them down, is Sling allows for 4 simultaneous users. And I went, well, gosh, that sounds like $15 a month. That doesn't sound like $60 a month, right? So I recruited 3 of my numbskull friends, and we all watched the tournament, and it was great.
Yeah,
for $15.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the question: is that, like, as you continue to go on, nobody's really Netflix has done a decent job with it, but
they're getting weak in my mind. I'm out on them.
Yeah, but not from a content perspective. I mean, from a security perspective, right? And making you have your own account perspective. That's going to be the next shoe to fall, because I share NHL TV, ESPN Plus, Paramount Plus. I share all these things with my friends, my brothers, right? So like, there's generally like my whole fantasy hockey league has the NHL TV password.
Yeah.
So that's like 10 to 15 concurrent users simultaneously. So they've never really cracked down on it. In fact, I called customer service one time.
They could easily do it too.
Oh yeah. But the other thing is they don't really, they don't care because they're getting your money, right? So they're fine with it.
Yeah, but they could there's probably, what's it? That's a good guess. We're product people. 20% leakage.
Oh yeah.
They could make 20% more.
But
it's not worth it.
But is it worth? But you're right. Is it worth finding out? Exactly.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But let's. I want to go into where things are, right? Like, so the Premier League is locked in with NBC. And has been.
We know when that contract ends.
They signed a 6-year deal, so it might be 2 years. It might be 2 years from now or 3. The Premier League likes to do 3-year cycles, which is different. Americans don't get this. American sports usually do 7 to 10, 7 to 15-year cycles, and like the NFL just did a contract that was bonkers. It was like. Like all the leagues just go, I guess
like 115 billion over 10 years. Yeah, it's like
all the other leagues like, oh yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah. But hold on. But again, this is another from a corporation perspective, or from a league perspective. This is another example of Americans sort of being penny smart and dollar stupid. They're like, hey, you know what? We don't really give a shit. We just want to guarantee that money for 10 years, right? Yeah. Especially the NHL. So whereas the Premier League basically sees their stock rising like crazy, and they go, let's renegotiate in 3 years.
But there's a downside to that, because you lose the consistency, right?
Oh, certainly.
I think that the thing that has messed up soccer in the United States over these decades is, where the fuck is it? Right? Who do I go to? Where do I watch it? When it went to NBC and it locked in with Rebecca Lowe and the Robbies, and it was there now going on almost 10 years.
It's like 8 or 9,
2013. That I know I can get used to it. I can get to the rhythms. I can learn. I can go.
And the other
thing, I gotta know what I gotta do.
The other thing,
your league bounce around, that shit's bad.
Well, wait. There's one important detail there. It was on ESPN before that, which did a pretty good job.
They showed 2 games a week.
Exactly. They had a very, very small subset of game, which, by the way, we all know the time frames that we're talking about here. The fuck else was ESPN doing? Showing SportsCenter that, by the way, nobody was watching.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why United, Liverpool, Arsenal are the biggest teams in this country. That's all that was on.
In the late 90s and for about 15, 20 years.
But they had nowhere to put it, right? It was before you had streaming. When NBC took it on, it was like, we're putting every game on. You just have to go find it. That was amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
Anyway, but it wasn't even streaming. It was
on
overflow
cable
channels and USA and CNBC. So remember the Championship Sunday when they take over the entire NBC suite of channels? It's fantastic.
Yeah. So the one thing that's happened is ESPN Plus has done a good job of just grabbing whatever soccer rights are out there. Now, I'm not watching. I mean, I do watch a championship, but I'm a sick person. But I don't watch. But they lost Serie A to CBS, and that's this big trigger of like, okay, they got Bundesliga, pushed Bundesliga, and that essentially pushed out Serie A. There is an argument to be made that Serie A has been the most exciting league for a few years here, even though Juve had won 9 in a row. They at least were getting pushed, right? And they had Ronaldo. Ronaldo was a big get for Juve, and Serie A got pushed, but then Bundesliga came in. They even put like El Clasico on ABC, and Serie A was just like, we want our own channel, right?
Well, wait a second.
ABC is the Premier League, ESPN is the everything, and now CBS will be Serie A.
But you're missing the point, right?
Yeah.
Why did Bundesliga become the cash, not the cash cow, but like the most valuable of all of these networks to ESPN and Disney? Americans, right? Yeah. You want to go watch Josh Sargent or Christian Pulisic until 2 years ago, or Adams or any of these kids. We've talked about it on the show a number of times, how Germany has sort of become the pipeline.
Well, it's not just Americans. Team. English kids are going to the Bundesliga.
Yeah, sure. But think about it from the American viewer's point of view.
Great.
Because the other thing that we don't have listed in our notes here that ESPN has an absolute stranglehold on is internationals, and specifically the U.S. men's national team and the women's team. Great.
Yeah.
But so that's the thing, is that you basically have cross promotion now. During the international break, I assume the men's team is playing at some point this week. But you'll hear
today,
about,
they played Jamaica.
Who gives a shit? But here's what you'll hear about, right? You'll hear about, hey, Josh Sargent is on this team. He's playing on Sunday on ESPN Plus.
Well, they just have to talk about it, right? They just go through.
But it's easy. Right? But the same way that we have to sit through segment after segment on NBC about Pulisic now because they're trying to pander to that audience, it's organic for ESPN Plus, right? They're not forcing it in. Sort of, but not that bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that makes sense, right? Serie A, I don't think has an American in it. Not one.
No.
So losing it for them probably is just like they can rationalize it and go, you know what? I think Ronaldo's done. For maybe soccer hardcore people might feel it, but whatever. And, with CBS getting Serie A, they have a name brand. They have one of the big 5 leagues. And I have that information. My buddy was telling me about. They also brought in Argentina and Brazil. You are in Orlando. Brazilians are there, and they are in. Argentina is a big league that's kind of secret. Like it has the most passionate fans. Like, I don't know what the level of soccer looks like, but I know that fucking Boca River is a big fucking deal. And if you can put that game on TV and you can show people the fans, you have got something to see. The other piece that's interesting about the Argentina piece is it's really been a good pipeline of players that are good that come to MLS, right? So my team, NYCFC.
Oh, we didn't even talk about MLS, by the way.
ESPN's MLS is on NBC. It's on ESPN.
Yeah.
And they're really shitting the bed. That league is It's weird.
It's just poorly run. But anyway, yeah.
I don't think it's poorly run. It's just not good enough.
No, well, I think it's both. I think, we talk about the weak wing thing all the time. You've got a system that's built on top players and not making the worst players better. But we don't want to get into that thing.
Right.
What we missed is the giant in the room with CBS and how they actually got into the soccer football market, right? Because what Serie A really is, it's just right, but it's just a collector's piece for them to continue to add to their plate, right? To
become a place,
collection. Right. And try to get a little bit more pieces and have that.
And to have a weekly one, right? You need that.
But it's
Champions League is weird.
Right. But what I'm saying is Serie A and Argentina and Brazil are pieces in the portfolio, but the jewel, the crown in it is Champions League and Europa League, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing I think that they've done, we were talking about it before we started recording, is the quality of on-air talent is not easy to accomplish. And you can see that with when Fox had Champions League. You can see it, with some pieces of the Premier League coverage with NBC. But man, they are fantastic.
I mean, I think there's just a couple things that happen, right? When TNT, I don't know what that was like out of left field. They just didn't know what to do or had no experience with it.
That was horrible.
They had it half in LA, half in Atlanta.
But okay. Can I just want for 1 second?
And they tried to be very casual with like that broken background with a chain link fence and no suits. It just didn't have the gravitas of the Champions League.
Understanding that this is the year that Spurs go to the final and all that stuff, and it's great and amazing. Okay. They have a Spurs supporter wearing his flag, sitting at the bar with other Spurs supporters sometimes. Steve Nash, famous basketball player. What the fuck? Dude, I get it. You grew up around the sport and all that. You know it. Don't have a basketball player. That's like having Frank Thomas, who does MLB for Fox, sitting in the NBA finals next to Charles Barkley. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Or doing like the Alabama football game because he played for Alabama. It would be weird.
What, why? Right?
Yeah, it was weird.
Stay in your lanes.
Yeah, it was weird.
And let's be clear. If you want to have him on as like a guest because Spurs won last week and it's like a storyline, whatever, hey, knock yourself right the fuck out.
And Go ahead. This idea of like, I'm biased and I am, and I don't care. When I think about soccer, it's in English with English accents. I don't care.
Sure.
I don't care. For Americans, that is what soccer is. Maybe I don't agree. Maybe I'm wrong. But when I want Jamie Carragher, I want working class English accents. I don't want fucking Stu Holden. And I think he's one of the better ones, right?
Yes.
And
Stu Holden was one of the better ones.
And I don't want Alexi Lalas. Like, stop. Don't come with me with the American shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like this red, white, and blue shit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It doesn't work.
Here's the thing. He works for the international coverage because you're basically buying into the whole like nationalism, blah, 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 blah. He gets you riled up about how Portugal's not taking them seriously and Ghana's got a witch doctor and whatever, right? Like that whole like 2014 thing. I remember that. I bought into it. I'm also a moron, but nonetheless, it's not the technical thing. Like we've talked about this as well.
They know the game. I don't think it's not a question of whether they know the game, it's the performer part of them that they feel like they have to shine through. It's the Stephen A. It's the Skip Bayless. The Americanism of sport.
Exactly.
It doesn't work.
Right. Because I don't mind Stu Holden and Maurice Edu. I thought he was okay.
I thought
he was
voices, it just doesn't.
I get it.
Doesn't connect with me. And that's just me. I'm Anglophile. It just is. I'm the biggest Smiths fan. I have fucking records of English people. I think that they're better than us, even though
we get it. You're the guy who
for
was
200 years
narking about the tea in the harbor. We get it. But like, it's I don't mind but I prefer it. I agree.
Yeah. And one other thing I think is interesting that CBS did is they grabbed the women's league and did really well with it, like really well for a women's league. Like it's not as big as men's sport, which is fine, but they got the American Women's League, the W.
No, NBC has that.
No. That's the English Soccer League.
Oh, that's right.
CBS did really well with the American Women's Soccer League.
That's right.
And one thing that's also happened, and I actually commend the English for this, and it's really surprising. They've done a really good job of covering their leagues and keeping it like it's not women's soccer. We're getting our really best guys to cover it and write journalism about it. And like Michael Cox just covered City playing Barcelona and getting blown out. Sure. Like they treat it the way it should be treated, as though it's soccer without some jingoistic whatever. So the WSL in England just got the largest TV contract in women's sports. I think it's like $7 million a year for 3 years or 4 years to be on Sky in the UK and on the BBC. That's fucking huge. And I wish that our sports would do this. Is like, now I don't actually, it wouldn't work, but
no, it wouldn't.
We talked about this before. The idea of the team connected to the team, the laundry being the same, because they had the actual head of the women's league. She was like, most of our fans are men who watch their team's women play in the shirt.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising, right? Like we got that negative review because we were talking about it. It's not an anti-women's thing. It's a, hey, you kind of can't.
Easier.
It's just so much dumber to try and make your own thing and then be indignant enough to stand back and say, well, you don't like it because you're sexist. No, I don't like it because I don't give a shit, because there's no historical value.
It's not my team, right? Like if there was a fucking women's softball team that played in pinstripes and they were called the Yankees, I would watch it.
You know what? Would I watch it that often? Probably not. But would I watch it when they're playing the Red Sox softball team? Oh my God. Yes. I would bring this same. That's the thing, is that the thing that women's sports has been consistently missing in this country is, frankly, the Schadenfreude, the vitriol, and the criticism of poor performances. I remember when the U.S. women's team won, I believe it was 2018.
They were
Jill
shit.
Ellis, they had good individual performances. Rapinoe was great.
Basically, they play like
the worst
Mourinho.
coach I've ever seen.
Yes, she's the Mourinho of fucking women's soccer.
Yes.
We should be like, so this has just happened. City had the same thing. These teams in Europe, basically Barcelona are playing the Barcelona way. They beat the shit out of City, and City is trying to beat Barcelona.
Right, and they
just went around them.
Yeah.
They're gonna get beat. The women's national team is going to get beat.
That's the best thing that could happen to women's sports in this country is watching the U.S. women's national team get absolutely fucking waxed because it's not
Japan all over again. It'll happen.
I remember that, but the thing is that it was like, oh man, and then they got them the next time, so it was fucking fine.
Well, because the United States has, I'm not even being funny. If you took the next top five women's soccer teams, we have more registered players than any five countries combined.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
We're fucking. We should be the Brazilians of women's soccer. Like there should be an American girl in every team across Europe, and in fact, they're starting to be.
Right. And we talked about it on our second ever episode many, many moons ago. But it's just, for me, I just don't understand the criticism of performances that is not allowed. Like I remember I was very, very keen on the women's team.
They're fun it's good to watch. I like it.
You know what? I've been out for a while because it's just everything's so do-gooder, everything's so agenda-driven. Oh, yeah. I used to show up and just watch the fucking team. You know why? Do you know why, Laurent? Because I like the men's team. I like the logo. I like the shirt. Oh my God, they're wearing all the same shit. Let's go, ladies. Let's
I'm sure Rapinoe's your favorite player.
Oh, Christ almighty, with the White House, all that bullshit. No, but like I vividly remember we were working together at Tops and I watched the U.S. women's team, because I hate Russia, play Russia on YouTube, on a live stream on YouTube from the women's national team, the fucking YouTube account. And they won 9-0. And I watched the whole game. And I was like, this is great. Fuck those Russian broads.
Yeah. So there is one league that's out there that's floating, and it is La Liga. Liga has been sitting with beIN basically a dying network that for some reason here in San Diego, I can get over the air. I don't know how that works.
Okay.
It's probably coming from Tijuana. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely is.
Tijuana. TV shows are the best part. The other things, I don't know. By the way, there's no border crisis. I'm here in San Diego. Nobody cares. People come in and out every day.
Well, that's just I've been there too. It's Tijuana. They're like, yeah, you want to go that way? You don't want to go that way. And I went, okay, I don't want to go that way. I had somebody go, hey, it's all fun and games until you're there and like people are negotiating for kidneys. So fucking just don't. I went, okay, got it. It's nice here. I'll stay here.
So La Liga is the interesting one. I think they're having a hard time figuring out what they want to do. There's no obvious home for them. I would say maybe it's ESPN at this point, just to have that like make up for the loss of Serie A. But I think, they're going to be Messi Ronaldo-less within 2 years, a year.
Yeah.
Barca's in decline. And what does that league look like without Messi and Ronaldo? Like, listen, I've only been a soccer fan in the Messi Ronaldo era, so I don't actually know what it was like before.
Yeah, we touched on this briefly from the Messi Ronaldo point of view, like a week or two ago, and we didn't really have a good answer. But the big thing is that we never really broached like, well, who's Barca going to replace him with? Who's Real Madrid going to kind of bring up? I think
those teams are broke.
Oh, it's very possible they spent.
Well, I mean, Barca's definitely broke.
Well, yeah,
right. Barca's definitely broke. They had a change in leadership, and one guy basically drove the team into the ground. And then you have Florentino Perez at Real, who tried to do something different. The team is getting results with Zidane. Zidane is kind of the star of the team. They made the worst transfer in history with Hazard, who's basically, I'm fat, look at me. Yeah. And he's just bad. And now he gets hurt all the time. You still have Bale, who is big news, did what he was supposed to do, but now he's, it's like a long-term contract. You pay in the back end. He's Jeter at 39. Yeah. How Absolutely. I felt about it. Can't stay on the field, annoying, still gets all the cheers. I'm like, he's terrible. Get him out of here.
But the major difference between Derek Jeter and Gareth Bale is that even when he made a bicycle kick, game-winning fucking,
it didn't matter.
In the Champions League final, they still fucking hated him because he refused to speak Spanish, and I love him for that. Fucking Madridistas, you spoiled pricks.
They're fucking assholes.
They're the worst.
Yeah, they are the worst. And then we don't know what's going to happen with Messi, right? I assume he's staying, right?
Fine, but for how long? 2-3 years max?
He'll play as long as he wants. He's boring. He never struck me as a guy who wants to go anywhere. I can't see him in England at 33 playing for Pep. Pep will be like, dude, when was you don't run? What are you doing? Like, he's got it too easy. Stay there, keep moving back. He doesn't have to do anything. Just be the guy who's there till the end. And hopefully they can rebuild around him and he can just be a legend.
I think Paris coming in for him, but other than that,
they don't have money either.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I mean, they have foreign wealth fund, but financial fair play is real if you don't fight it like my team.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not.
I do think that Cristiano will go to Miami or go to MLS.
Oh yeah,
bank now.
Just not Vegas.
Garber's right. Not Vegas. Garber's not stupid. He's not going to let him go to Inter Miami. He's going to put his ass in the middle of the LA Galaxy and be like, you are going to my flagship franchise. If that is still their flagship franchise, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's LAFC. Maybe it's Inter Miami. I don't know.
I think it's Inter Miami.
But he's got to be in LA.
I don't think so. I would
not put Florida sports they suck.
Have you ever seen an LA sports fan? They're the same thing.
They're the same
fucking thing. No, they don't.
I went to LAFC. It was jamming.
Okay. Do you think that Miami won't fill a stadium for soccer? They'll fill the Orange Bowl.
If Cristiano's there. Is that team any good?
Dude,
I don't know.
They had Real Barcelona down there.
No, I understand that. I don't think it'll fail. I just think in terms of TV market, in terms of being in a star city, all those things. It's not going to be NYCFC. We're not.
You're also talking again about a league that shares revenue aggressively, right? And pretty evenly. So why would you? Yeah, right. Relative to the Premier League. So why would you put him in LA, which is two very, very stable, profitable, strong franchises?
No, you want to prop up Inter Miami for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
So I think that's the obvious one.
And I think in that pink shirt, it's perfect for him.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And then it's close to Europe. He can get home.
Exactly. He's gonna have a spray tan about 6 hours before every game. I'm telling you,
he'll still. By the way, he'll still be fucking awesome.
Yeah, of course he will.
He's still awesome. He's just not.
Well, he's going to be so obnoxious.
He's not the Champions League awesome yet anymore. I don't think.
No, he's going to be more obnoxious than Zlatan was, I think, because he's not going to be. Here's why. He's not going to be the asshole that Zlatan is, but he's going to very visually just be, you know, when like
super pissed off
frustrated
at his teammates.
His teammates
suck.
They suck. And he's just going to be like, you know, when like a great player becomes a coach and he has no idea what to do because none of those players are anywhere close to like thinking cerebrally or like physically gifted as him.
Like, what
That's going to be the next version.
So
of that,
where's your bet? What do you think happens with La Liga?
I think ESPN Plus makes sense because you still have all those historical version, like American Barca and Real Madrid fans, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is that you're going to try and build out the rest of the league to have like maybe a Villarreal, maybe an Atletico Madrid is sort of like the sleeping giant. So, you know, Sevilla, there's a couple other teams where you can try and build fan bases similarly to how NBC built La Liga.
Yeah,
now, the main barrier to entry here is that the league doesn't speak English primarily, but that's you're gonna have English announcers, right?
Well, I mean, listen, let's be fair. Let's be completely straightforward. Barcelona and Real Madrid are top 5 brand in sports in the world, right? It's like Manchester United, Dallas Cowboys, Red Yankees, Real Madrid in some order.
Like Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing, right? You just said it. If Barcelona's out of money and they're on hard times, like there's your storyline.
If they're smart, they'll sell Messi and try and
but what I'm saying is like, doesn't that sound like an Amazon Prime show to you? Like,
yeah, sure.
You're actually buying Barca low on purpose though.
Yeah.
Because you're think about they're basically the Spanish Cowboys now, right? So like they go through the Tony Romo years and they can't seem to figure it the fuck out and blah, 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 blah. But
you're insulting Barcelona, by the way.
I know I am. But right now, the post Messi years is what I'm saying.
Oh, they'll be bad. Yeah.
If they're bad, and you're like, how is Barcelona falling on hard times? They're in 5th place, blah, 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 blah. And you can cover that. That's the thing that ESPN actually has done a really good job of with the NFL and NBA.
They hammer it.
They just hammer it. So
because they know they have the info, they have the ratings. They know you can talk Dallas Cowboys any day of the week, any time of the year. It'll get a bigger rating than talking about than Tampa Bay winning.
And it's the exact same in England with the 5-6 teams, right? We talk about it all the time, but the difference is going to be right with Sky Sports talking about Liverpool United and not City and Tottenham as much is because the audience exists and they know that that's what they clamor for.
Yeah.
And in the United States, you've got the Cowboys and the Yankees and the Red Sox, and these are your storylines, good, bad, or otherwise. Like this is what happened, right? Yeah. Derek Jeter took a shit today. Oh, it's front page news on SportsCenter because this is what the people want. But the difference is if you're an American company like ESPN, like Disney, and you bring in a Real Madrid and a Barcelona, and now Barcelona is like the Cowboys-ish storyline of the upheaval, you're sort of educating. You've got a good amount, right? You've got a solid baseline, but you're educating a fair amount of people as to A, why this matters, B, why they shouldn't be the way they are, and C, like what they used to be, right? So you're making up that lost ground, but that's why you're buying low. Right. I think you wait until, and I don't know when the Bay-in Sport.
It's literally going to be announced like in the next month.
What's that?
Where La Liga is going to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's up. It's over.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But the other thing that should be said is that who's the shirt sponsor for Barcelona? Qatar Airways. Right.
Yeah.
And who's the shirt sponsor for fucking Real Madrid? Right. So
Emirates.
This is where the Bay-in money is coming from. So
the Be-in deal is really complicated. It is an international deal. Like the United States is just a place that they show the game. They essentially show it across the Middle East and 50 billion other countries. Right.
I wonder if they think
like Al Jazeera and Be-in are
like would they basically lease the rights to ESPN?
That is an
option.
That is something that could happen. They could sublease it. Yes.
Because when I look at when I, as the Bay-in Sport executive, look at the globe, I go, well, I want the rights in China. I want the rights in and around the leagues themselves and in and around, Middle Eastern Europe. But do I really think that the US is this gold rush that it was 10, 15 years ago for football? I don't know.
I think it's at the downturn. Like, we are going to have I don't know. There's not a great way to. There's going to be some continental soccer crisis when Messi and Ronaldo go.
Yeah.
I just don't think the stars are there. I mean, Mbappe, Haaland, they're trying. They're nowhere near those dudes.
No.
Like
well,
they
and
don't.
by the way,
I think
neither
Haaland
of them are in that league.
No, and they won't go. Right.
No.
Although it's
Mbappe
probable that Mbappe will go to Real, but listen, this is terrible to say. He's not white, and Real Madrid and Spain are not great with not white people.
Yeah, no, it's not. We're not. Yeah, no, I think there's plenty of evidence, right? Like,
yeah, they're just not cool with that shit.
He could have already, and he's like, actually, I'm a Parisian kid. I just want to play for PSG and win there.
He probably lives with his parents.
I'm sure he's got a couple of places, but he probably stays and does his laundry with his parents, like.
Yeah, no, but Europeans, man, they don't leave they stay with their parents. They're fucking weirdos. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know.
It's good to not talk about football for a little bit, because this stuff is super duper interesting. And I think you and I are equal in, like, we think about this kind of shit a lot in a weird, like, how is it covered? What's going on? What's the narrative? Are they going to have fucking shows, right? Like, I would love English language league magazine shows. Like, I love that shit where you get to learn about all this stuff. Like, one of the things that NBC has been doing with Peacock is they bought the whole apparatus. That one of the things I don't think people realize about the Premier League is like, oh, you bought the Premier League rights? Here's 15 shows that you can put on all day, right? They do classic matches. They have pregame, postgame. They have goal of the week. They have a whole process system that is turnkey.
Well, and so here's the thing, that when it was cable, and this is one of the major changes. When it was cable, you'd have to find a place and a time for these things.
You don't need to do that anymore. You just turn it on.
Fucking throw it on there.
Yeah.
Now you've got me, my there we go with product stuff again. My session time just went from 90 minutes to watch the match. If my team wins, I'm on there for 4 hours watching old games and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
By the way,
old games are awesome.
Yeah. One thing I think that Peacock does, it's a cute little ploy that they do. It's a self-promoting thing at halftime. I don't know if you've caught this yet. At halftime of the game, they basically say, hey, how's the game going? Is it going well? You feeling great after the game? Watch this show. Feeling shitty after the game? Watch this show. And I'm that's kind of like,
or they have the whole Premier League channel. You can just watch it all day.
No, but it's their own stuff. It's like, would you want it feeling great? Watch Parks and Rec or 30 Rock.
I haven't seen that.
It's funny. And if you're feeling bad, watch some murder shows or something like that.
And I like all the wraparound content. Like I watch the YouTube stuff of Rebecca Lowe. I watch the YouTube stuff of the Lowdown, the Robbie Arl at the session board. I watch all that shit. I'm all in.
I have seen it.
You have to be that way now, though, right? You can't just be the game is on at 1:00 and it ends at 3, and you don't see us until next week at 1:00 from 1 to 3. You're dead if you do that.
Yeah.
You've got to have shit going all the time. And I think that's where these channels really can make a difference. Like, we're going to go into a weirdly golden age of sport where you're just like in it all day long. Like,
so I might have secluded myself a little bit. I think that this comes from all of the original programming on ESPN just being just fucking unwatchable.
Well, that's bad.
Right. But so I think that I've chosen a path to watch, with the exception of very specific examples and the Champions League recently, with the coverage being one of them. But like, I show up 15 minutes before the game. You know what I'll do for a big Spurs match? An hour before the game, lineups come out. I look at the lineup. I listen to their little analysis of the lineup and their breakdown, which generally is not actually that correct. And then I go to YouTube on my television and I start playing like Spurs chants and songs, and I'm singing there and I'm drinking a beer and I'm getting all fucking jazzed up for the big game against Arsenal or Man City or whatever. And then 2 minutes before the game, I go, oh shit, kickoff. And I pop it back on. And for halftime, I go walk the dog or I take a piss or whatever, and I'm not really paying that much attention. NBC is not to fault for this. ESPN 100% is, but I've sort of gotten in that mode where the original programming, I find the quality of it, like Joe Prince Wright I think he's worse. The only thing worse than the shit he says is his teeth.
I don't know how that guy has a job.
He stinks.
He's terrible.
But so that's the thing, is that like you're putting basically every person you put on camera, you're putting your reputation at stake for doing so. You lose me, I'm done. I'll show up the games. Of course I will, every single time. But the original content, I have not found game-specific original content that I can consistently watch.
Yeah, they don't do enough of that.
NHL is different.
Right, they don't do enough of that. I mean, you have the Robbie Musto podcast. That's not bad. But they just do basically.
Right, but that's peripheral.
They do the same show we do, except better.
Significantly with English accents, which, as you've already said, you wouldn't listen to our show.
Who the fuck's listening to our show?
You wouldn't, because this one.
This one's a good one though, because we're talking about different stuff. But anyway, Mike, let's wrap it up. We'll pick it up on Monday. Hopefully, there's something interesting that happens. Maybe we'll know where La Liga is going to go. That was the Squeaky Bum Time Podcast. As I bang my arm on the chair, with Mike Salerno and Laurent Cortines. We release new episodes on Mondays and Thursdays, even during the international break. Please rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts or your podcast machine, as it makes a difference.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. That's what you sounded like when you were banging your fist.
Okay.